Suzannah Turner was only 8 years old when poverty and debt sold her childhood. Her family's farming debts became so large that her father had no way out. The money he had borrowed for fertilizer and seeds was repaid with his daughter's help. A contract was signed, and Suzannah was handed over to a cotton mill. The debt was canceled, but a child's life was mortgaged. Legally, Suzannah now belonged to the mill until she turned 18. 10 years of her childhood were given to machines. The mill owner was smiling. Child labor was cheap, and children trapped in debt were the cheapest of all. Suzannah worked 12 hours a day, 6 days a week on spinning machines. The work was deadly. Girls' hair often got caught in the machines, ripping off their scalps. Many died right there on the floor while the machines kept running. The noise was so terrible that by the age of 10, Suzannah had lost most of her hearing. Cotton dust floated in the air like fog. When they breathed, the dust settled in their lungs, slowly turning their bodies white from the inside. Most children died of lung diseases before reaching 30. Those who survived were deaf, sick, and broken. The mill provided housing, too, a large room where 40 girls slept on wooden beds. They were given only 2 meals a day, porridge, greasy bones, bread, and molasses, whatever was cheapest. Any girl who complained was beaten by the supervisor. Anyone who tried to escape was caught and brought back, because by law she was property until the debt was paid. And the debt? It never went down. It kept growing. Rent, food, clothes, medicine, everything was added to the debt. By the age of 10, Suzannah owed more than before. In 1901, a photographer studying child labor in the southern states took Suzannah's picture during a short repair break. She was standing barefoot. Shoes were never provided. She wore a torn, too-small shirt that hadn't been changed in 2 years. Cotton dust was stuck in her hair, making it look gray before its time. Behind her stood the terrifying machines, huge and merciless. And her face? No childhood, no smile, no hope, only exhaustion, emptiness, and a fate she had accepted. That was her life, and it was meant to stay that way. The photo was published in reform magazines, but mill owners protested loudly. They said, "These children are learning skills. They are helping their families." Reformers were called outside troublemakers. Child labor laws were delayed for decades because power belonged to the owners, and poor parents had nothing. Suzannah never reached 18. She died at 14 from tuberculosis. 6 years of breathing cotton-filled air had destroyed her lungs. The mill doctor wrote "natural causes" as the reason for death and immediately put another child in her place. Suzannah's family was informed 3 weeks later. When her mother was told her daughter had died, she was also told, "Suzannah still owes $47. The debt must be paid before the body is released." The mother never paid. She couldn't. The mill kept Suzannah's body for 6 months, then buried her in an unmarked grave with other dead children, ages 8 to 16, all killed by cotton dust, machines, and the system of profit. Suzannah's mother searched for that grave for the rest of her life. She never found it. In 1923, she told a priest, "I sold my child to pay a debt. I gave her to a mill that worked her to death and buried her where I still don't know she lies. I am her mother, and I couldn't even get her bones back." This is what poverty does. This is what debt does. It takes your children and gives nothing back. Suzannah's photo later became a symbol of child labor in the southern states. When federal laws were finally passed in the 1930s, Reformers showed her picture and said, "This is Suzannah Turner, sold at 8, died at 14, buried in an unmarked grave. This is the cruelty we wanted to end." Today, her photo hangs in the National Labor Museum with the caption, 1893 to 1907, age 14, died of tuberculosis caused by mill work. Her grave is still unmarked, but her picture stands as proof that she was not forgotten. It is a reminder that America's industrial wealth was built on small bodies, stolen childhoods, and the graves of children who deserved a better life.